Is Ed Miliband and Labour planning to drill for oil and gas in the UK? In this video, we share a discussion between Talk TV's Mike Graham and Harry Wilkinson from the Global Warming Policy Foundation about Ed Miliband's unexpected U-turn on UK oil and gas drilling. I'll also address how this connects to leadership principles behind making calculated decisions. Before we get into the details, if you love diving into political issues and enjoy hearing a principled take on them, then hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to join the conversation. It will help our channel grow.
Ed Miliband is apparently giving the go-ahead to some drilling in the North Sea. Has somebody caught him on a bad day?
Well, this certainly comes as a big surprise to me. It's very welcome, of course, because these resources that we have in the North Sea, not only are they great for jobs here in the UK, for tax revenue that we can collect rather than send to other countries, but it's also good for emissions, because if we're using our own oil and gas, we're not having to import that, tank it, possibly in the case of gas, actually compress that gas for shipment and then decompress it. All of these are very energy intensive processes, and of course using our own domestic supplies means we don't have to do all of that. So, it makes perfect sense. He should have seen the logic of this much sooner. And there's still a lot of things that we're concerned about in terms of the barriers Labour is putting up to North Sea oil and gas extraction.
Yeah, I mean, it really does show you, though, the kind of, the absolute zealotry with which he does everything else does have the occasional hole in it. He does occasionally do something sensible. So, which must mean that, he's not absolutely and utterly drawn and wedded to this as much as he says.
Well, you have to wonder how reluctant this decision was. Was he forced into this by some other ministers within the cabinet who could see the logic that he couldn't, and therefore continually pressed him to make this decision? Or is this a genuine change of heart? I think only time will tell. I certainly hope he has had a change of heart, because these matters could not be more serious. We now have industrial electricity prices that are 4 times what they pay in the United States. We are being crippled on the energy front as a country. So new energy supplies is a vital new thing that we need.
Yeah, but there is a backlash, isn't there? And the big problem for Ed Miliband is that with the way the Labour government is currently dealing with sort of public opinion, with every week that passes, they make yet another U-turn. I mean, some of us were surprised that he got so much money in the spending review. But surely Keir Starmer's next kind of place of rolling back some of the Labour policy will have to be the net zero campaign, won't it?
It will. Net zero is fundamentally a straitjacket that is holding our country back, and it fundamentally misunderstands how industrial progress happens. We hear from Ed Miliband that we can have this green industrial revolution. He's recently said that he's determined to win this fight.
Yeah.
However, industrial revolutions happen because people innovate, people create technologies that people would want to buy without being forced to do so.
Yeah.
However, the net zero approach from the start has always been about telling people, you must have this technology, you must buy an electric car, you must have a heat pump. This has been a policy of dictatorial sort of mandating of technologies. So, net zero will have to look very, very different if it's not to fall into some of the kind of picking winners traps that governments have fallen into in the past.
No, exactly right. And of course, yesterday he was speaking at an offshore wind conference in London. The only good thing about it was that he didn't have to fly anywhere to actually get there. And he comes out with all this kind of rhetoric, which means nothing. We are witnessing the coming of age of Britain's green industrial revolution. We are building this new era of clean energy abundance, helping deliver new jobs, energy security, and lower household bills through our plan for change. He keeps saying that. He's not getting any lower household bills. Bills are going to go down a bit because we're in the summer now, and the price cap's coming down a bit, I think, by 100 quid. The new jobs he's delivering don't exist.
I'm pleased to see Ed Miliband slightly shift his net zero stance with his partial U-turn on UK oil and gas drilling. This step could help lower oil and gas prices, reducing electricity and heating costs, and easing the cost of living pressures affecting everything else. Pushing further and faster down the net zero path risk driving wealthy investors and businesses out of the UK due to soaring taxes and energy costs. Those left behind could inevitably face heavier tax burdens to fund a failing initiative, draining resources and threatening economic stability. Great leaders make calculated decisions grounded in common sense and principles, not rigid ideology. Pushing it blindly will put tremendous strain on the economy without clear benefits, ignoring the vital role that CO2 plays in sustaining plant and animal life. To make calculated decisions in this area, you have to balance economic and environmental realities. Buying oil and gas from foreign sources when we can produce it more cleanly and cheaply at home makes no sense. No matter how academically brilliant a politician may be, true leadership rests on the principle of making calculated decisions grounded in common sense. Brilliance without common sense can create chaos. But when a leader is wise enough to make well thought out practical choices, watch how the nation thrives as a result. Watch how it prospers. What do you think about this approach to leadership? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let us discuss how wise calculated decisions can shape a brighter future for Britain. If you have benefited in any way from this video, please subscribe, like, share, and be sure to leave us a comment.